talk too much. I can't believe that they get to say.
Byron Dorgan, Baily Hutchison, Red Cavaney, Karl, Rove, and
Bobby Jindal, Newt Gingrich,
John Boehner, Chris Van Hollen, Arlen, Specter, Janet Napolitano,
Fred Thompson, John Edwards.
What the Supreme Court decided is we're going to actually apply the American Constitution and American values to people who are being detained at Guantanamo.
They've basically taken something that's been under the purview of the other two branches, elected branches of government, for all these years and arrogated that to themselves. I think that's bad for them, and I think it's bad for the country.
It was a continuation of what I would describe as George Bush's war on work. You know, what we're doing under Senator McCain and under George Bush over the last 8 years is we're favoring wealth over work.
And I think that reducing taxes, allowing the American people to invest in their own future is a much better prescription than what Barack Obama and the liberal Democrats want, which is higher taxes.
You have no problem seeing the capital gains tax rate go up because Obama has clearly suggested if he had his way, it would go up.
Well, we're going to be looking at Senator Obama's proposal. We haven't adopted any particular position on that issue in the House as Democrats.
Yeah, wouldn't you have thought at the end of this long primary fight that maybe everybody would have paused for a minute to catch a breath?
Yeah.
No, not at all. This week you really could feel the gears shift, and this really did become a general election.
A quarter of the voters this fall will never have seen Obama or McCain on the ticket because of the fast growth, the rapid growth out in Arizona, and a significant percentage above that have only seen him once on the ticket.
I'm with McCain because I know him well and have a lot of confidence in him. I'm getting a lot of people urging me to shave my head and become a sex symbol, Wolf, but I'm not going to do that for two reasons. One is my wife Joan's against it, and second, I don't qualify.
But that is largely what McCain and his people are focusing on now. It's inexperience, inexperience, inexperience. They just keep hammering away.
It won't work. It's a mistake.
It is a mistake.
I'd take anything he asked me to think about seriously. But obviously, this is something I've done, and it's not a job that I'm seeking.
No, I'm not interested. It's presumptuous for a person to turn down things that haven't been offered to them, and I don't think will be offered. And it's not something that I want.
Well, you know, again, the speculation is flattering. I've talked to the senator several times. We've never talked about the topic. The reality is I've got the job that I want.
I think Governor Jindal would be far and away the best candidate for vice president in the country.
That's very flattering, but I have a job that I like a lot, and my focus is on getting Barack Obama elected president.
as the front runner, who would you pick?
I'd pick Romney.
And who would you say is the front runner in that field right now?
Of those four, I'd say Biden.
Are you willing to separate out some federal action to stop oil speculation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I proposed that. I think others have proposed it. We ought to get at this. There's nothing with respect to supply and demand that justifies the current price. This is all about a lot of speculators.
But if you're talking about people going into the market of their own free will, not controlling anything, then it is a market issue.
From NBC News in Washington, this is Meet the Press with Tim Russert.
It is very hard for all of us here to believe, but something is missing in Washington this morning. Something big.
But I want to start this Sunday with this. If you're a regular viewer of the Sunday morning talk shows, you no doubt tuned in today with the deep sense of sadness. This morning, Tim Russert did not, as he had for the past 17 years, host NBC's Meet the Press.
I hope that they can take some small comfort in knowing so many of us respected him professionally and admired him as a person. There won't be many Sundays when I don't think about my friend, Tim Russert. Well, it has been a sad weekend for a lot of us. From presidents to political junkies, we are all mourning the loss of Tim Russert. We'll have more to say about that later.
When my son died 10 years ago, one of the first people I heard from was Tim Russert, who advised me to keep in mind not the years I might have had with him, but the years I did.
We were talking about the fact that Rose Kennedy had once said to me that if her children who died young could come back, meaning Joe Jr. and Jack and Bobby, they would still choose the lives they'd been given to lead, even though they had shortness of years, because they had such productivity, such achievement. And Tim said to me, you know, I would feel that way too. If I didn't have any more right now, I've had the life that I've wanted to lead. except that I want to see Luke grow up. I want to see him have a child. I want to have him be a father.